Right, I'm back, and that last video was a little longer than I intended these to be, so I'll try to go a bit quicker here. Let's talk next about the musicians. Now, this is where the abilities start to get a little bit more complicated, and the musicians themselves are actually extremely streamlined in the sense that every musician, like this heartfelt singer, is the same in that they want pi, give no reward on their main, and then as their side, they just want some soy milk to go with that pie. They don't even want any coffee. They're so chill. And then they get to place a happy token on themselves if you've served that soy milk. And their ability is that you can place a happy token on anybody in your line, whether you've served them or not, it doesn't matter. So you might not know what a happy token does, and I'll just kind of gloss over it really quickly. But if one of your customers was angry, and then you place a happy token, it gets rid of the angry token. And for those of you that don't know, at the end of serving, an angry token becomes a bad review, which is -1 point, and a happy token becomes a good review, which is +1 point. So if you put a happy token on someone that's not angry, it's going to be a point at the end of the serving step. But more importantly, happy tokens mean that customers are going to stay in your line for the next round. So that's the key about musicians, and that's the thematic connection that they're playing music either for themselves or for someone else, and they're keeping people around. Now, when you see the happy token just by itself, it means it has to go on that customer. So just like the tourists, which we talked about in the last video, they get happy. But the trick with musicians is you can actually put it on anybody. So there's a lot of versatility in that. And the supers, as you see with this radio DJ, as I said, they're very streamlined. They just want an extra pie, and then they can place 2 happy tokens. So what's amazing about this radio DJ is that she can keep herself happy indefinitely while also keeping someone else happy. So just as an example, talking about tourists, you could have these 2 cards come out. She can make herself happy, then keep the tourists happy, and then you permanently have these 2 cards out. I mean, you have to do it every round, but basically you could, if you wanted to, permanently have those 2 cards out. So, and that's in a game as chaotic as Seize the Bean can be, that's a really good way to control your line. So that's the basis of the musicians. And they are a support group in the sense that they mostly just need sugar. So most of the support groups, like musicians or the cyclists, which we'll talk about shortly, they're there to help other groups work. But I have done a lot of gameplay experiences and tests where I just went pure musicians, and they were literally, by the end of the game, some of them were just covered in happy tokens because you only remove 1 happy token at the end of each serve step. And of course, at the end of the game, you can remove them all and get points for them all. Now, in that sense, because most of their points come from the happy tokens, and because they can stack up but you don't get them till the end, that means that they're not exactly a fast group. They're not killing the clock as quick as the hipsters, but they're not as slow as tourists either because you only need 1 resource to make their basic engine work. And so with that, I will just show you a couple of upgrades for fun, and then we'll go on to the next video. So here we have, for the style side, we have open mic night and a wall of vinyl. And then we also have a whistling French press and the polyphonic pie. So as always with any of these videos, if you want to see more of the preview art, just hop over to BGG. I'll try to leave a link to that in the description. And I'll see you in the next video.